It's March the 1st and I am making Necron terrain for this year's Terrain Square Bridge competition. Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, today is the day we start to make our terrain for this year's Terrain Square Bridge competition. Before that though, if you would like to keep up to date with the wonders of Warhammer 40k, then please give me a sub and hit the bell button so you don't miss an upload. Okay, so today is the day that the Terrain Square Bridge competition begins. This is a competition that I've been running every year. This year's theme is to build a piece of terrain with a bridge on it. If you need more information regarding the competition, maybe you would like to enter, you haven't seen all the details yet, I'll link you up to that video there. That's got everything that you need to know about the competition. But just to recap, you have 8 weeks to make your piece of terrain. The piece of terrain has to feature a bridge. The bridge can be in any condition and it can be just a part of a bridge if you wish. The starting point is to have something to do with a bridge in your piece of terrain. And as I said, you've got 8 weeks to get it complete, including painting. And I'm going to pick my top 3 pieces from everyone's entries, and those top 3 people are going to win 3 awesome prizes. This year's prizes are sponsored by WarGames. If you haven't seen their YouTube channel yet, that is a link to their YouTube channel. If you haven't seen their website yet, which I highly recommend you check out, it's www.wargamesuk.co.uk. Go and check it out. Loads and loads of fantastic deals and all of your hobby needs right there on that website. Okay, so as always, I'm going to be making a piece of terrain alongside you guys. So I'm going to be making a Necron bridge, and this is going to be my biggest piece of terrain to date. So let's go table down and have a look at some of my ideas that I've got so far for my bridge. Okay, so here is my board. I decided to get my board out because I wanted to get a feel for how this bridge is going to look. Now this is the first time I've really investigated exactly how I'm going to do the bridge, but I have had some ideas. That's what I want to share with you today. So, a while ago I played one of my subscribers, Richard Morgan. We had a fantastic game, Necrons versus Eldar. When he came, he supplied me with a few bits and pieces that he thought I could make use of. And in actual fact, I think that's where I first got the idea to do this bridge theme. So, let's show you exactly what he gave me. So, he gave me those. Now, let me just zoom in a second for you. Right, there we go. This is, get it the right way, some sort of foam circular thing, as you can see. Not very descriptive, is it? But yeah, he gave me one of those, but not just one of those. He gave me 2 and 3. 3 of them. Now I thought these would make fantastic platforms for my bridge, and obviously they are quite big, so my bridge is going to be quite big. That's great because that's again one of the inspirations that I had from the bridge that I saw at WarGames. You know, it's a massive bridge, it's literally the whole board, and I think that would be fantastic to play on, so that's what I'm sort of going to go for. So let's just set up these pillars in roughly the sort of size that I think the bridge is going to be. Okay, so when spaced out, I think that's roughly going to be about the right spacing for the size of pillars that they are. Now, they are quite big pillars, admittedly, for a bridge, but hey, this is a Necron board. Who knows what their bridges are going to be like. And in actual fact, when you look at these pieces just here, they've got quite a big flat area. So what I was thinking was making that area into sort of a door maybe, so that you could imagine they could go into these pillars. So underneath the bridge maybe they've got these little command centres or something. I don't know, but that's something that I was thinking about doing on the pillars themselves. Right, so the next stage was to work out how I was going to do the actual bridge itself. So I went to my local hobby shop and I managed to get myself a pack of a foam board. I was actually looking for bigger foam board sheets, but that was the biggest ones they had. However, I've got quite a few in there. There's what, 5 pieces, A3 size. So I think that'd be ideal, and of course I'm going to not have them quite as wide as this. They'll be probably as wide as the bridge pillars themselves. and obviously I'm going to have to make them into sections, which is okay, because my plan will be on the top of the road or bridge or whatever you want to call it. I was going to do the same design that I did on the terrain square circle competition. I put a picture up of that design. We'll have these sort of metal paving stones as such, so that can go over the top of the bridge and that will cover any joins, etc. So that was my basis for the actual bridge itself. In terms of the design, I don't know how many platforms, how I'm going to have it going up and down. I think I might have it a little bit damaged, maybe certainly on one end. I quite liked that idea that Wargames had on their picture. So maybe have one damaged end and then the other one sort of coming onto the table. Something like that probably. Okay, so then I had another look in my bits box and indeed all of my Necron bits and pieces to see what else I could use on this bridge. Okay, so first of all I have this, an unbuilt Ghost Ark. This is the only model that I have unbuilt and unpainted for my Necron army. Now this was given to me by Martin. Thank you Martin very much once again. Now I've been saving it because I always thought about maybe using it in a piece of terrain somehow. Now also, have to be honest, I've also been thinking that I might potentially convert it into a Tesseract Ark, because that does looks quite similar. However, the bits for the bridge that I was really interested in were these sections just there. So I thought they could look pretty cool on the sides of the bridge, on the actual section here, maybe just going up on the sides, running along the bridge, just to make it look a little bit more Necron-ish. So that's one idea that I've got. Let's put these aside and look at the next one. Okay, so next I've got an idea which actually came to me yesterday after watching Who Took My Dice Miniature Wargaming's channel. He put up a video about terrain making and using old templates. And I do have 2 sets of the green templates. Now green of course is my Necron colour. So I was thinking maybe I could incorporate these somehow into the bridge. Possibly using these round ones in the middle of the bridge, almost like some sort of teleportation device or something. I thought it would be pretty cool and also add a little bit more of a Necron element, and like Steve said from Who Took My Dice, make good use of these old templates which are literally just sitting in the drawer. So that's something I'm definitely going to consider. Okay, so next I've got these crystals. These were given to me again by Richard when he visited that time. Now I don't know that I'm necessarily going to use these as part of the bridge, but I think as I'm making Necron terrain it would be pretty cool to get these repainted and matching my board. So I've got these crystals. They may make it onto the bridge, they may make it around the bridge or something, but I think I'm going to paint these whilst I'm doing the rest of the stuff. Okay, now talking of crystals, I've got some more crystals to show you. Okay, so next I've got these crystals here. Now these were given to me by John. You've seen them on the channel before. This was John's first ever 3D printed pieces of terrain, and he made these Necron crystals for me. The big one even flashes green. It's really, really cool. Now what I was thinking is, as I haven't used them yet, actually made a piece of terrain out of them, I thought maybe somehow I could get them into this bridge piece of terrain. I'm not 100% sure I am going to use them. Potentially it could be pretty cool to have these crystals just there. Maybe I could have the crystals on top of the bridge and have the little disc there which has the teleportation device. Really actually try to make the bridge itself have a lot more detail than just a sort of road going across. Might be pretty cool, might make it a little bit more Necron themed. Okay, lastly I've got these few Necron bits here. These again are 3D printed. These were given to me by Fear the Alien, and I was thinking they could look pretty cool actually sort of on these circular pieces, again just to make them a little bit more Necron-ish. Now regarding these foam pieces, one thing that was concerning me was painting them, because I didn't know whether it would actually work. So there was a couple of spare bits that Richard gave me, and I've been experimenting with them, just painting them up. So that's the experiments. This side here I primed with a black prime spray paint. This one is not primed. Took ages to dry, but it did dry. Then over the top here I've just gone over with the green paint. This obviously on the prime section, this on the non-prime section. Again, it takes ages to dry. It definitely looks better on the prime section, so I think I will have to prime them black before I paint them. Seem to work quite well, just taking a little bit longer to dry, but that's not an issue. So that is all of my ideas for this Necron bridge from my board. I'm very excited to get started on the work, and I'm really looking forward to any of your comments and feedback regarding some of the ideas that I've got for this piece of terrain. Beam me up!